Good morning and welcome to the Elevate Renatus team call. This is your host, Keely Austin. Today is Fabulous Friday. It is December 5th. And our quote of the day today is, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is today, right now. We have our dates for nationals, our national conference. It is March 18th through the 20th. We're going to be meeting online for our conference in 2021. The theme is shifting higher into focused transformation. We also have our dates for Leaders Retreat. Leaders Retreat is so much fun each and every year. We go somewhere beautiful and spend about a week together going on all kinds of fun adventures and just picking each other's brains from different leaders from around the country. So fingers crossed, hopefully everything smooths out this year and we get to go to Mexico and see each other again. It's going to be a crazy hug fest, that's for sure. Every Monday, we have our Founders Live, Mondays at 4 p.m. Mountain Time on Facebook, the Founders Live Facebook page. You don't want to miss these Founders Lives, lots of important announcements, training, recognition, and of course, we get to hear directly from our CEO, Bob Snyder. There are three kinds of people in this world: people who make it happen, people who watch what happens, and people who wonder what happened. Make sure you're tuning into all of the support that we've got each and every week. There's so much support, so many things that you can plug into to help move you along with your business. We have a weekly private capital masterclass every Thursday. If you weren't there yesterday, wow, Laura Jones, she is out there killing it. So she shared a really, really cool story about how she has only been in this for about 2-3 weeks and just on fire. So really, really cool. So the private capital masterclass is all about private capital. Make sure you're watching your classes, bringing questions and conversations, and you get to pick each other's brains. So it's a lot of fun. And then every day we have our daily real estate action mastermind, the Dream Call, Monday through Friday, 9 to 9:45 Mountain Time. Watch your classes, and as you're doing research and analyzing properties, getting ready to write offers, it's a great place to bring questions to, or if you've got value to share, bring your expertise. And here we are. It's Fabulous Friday morning with Lily Puertas. Make sure if you're here, obviously you're here, but anyone who's watching the recording, tune in with us every Friday morning with Lily. And then on Monday through Friday at noon, we have our Zoom up call. Michael Huggins and Scott Rowe have put together a 15-minute call where we share someone's story, a success story. So I think we've had at least 40 of them now. And so every single day there's a different story to share. And those have been really powerful for your guests to get in front of. So to attend that, it's at noon. Type in your URL bit.ly/ZoomUp. And of course, those are all recorded. You can catch those recordings on our YouTube channel. OES.com just has a short video all about the OES, why you want to be a part of the OES. You can tune into all of these extra, support systems that we've put together. And the short video just talks about, again, why it's important to be a part of the OES and what comes with it. This week, we had a house tour on Wednesday. Every Wednesday, we tour a house virtually. A lot of fun. This one was Andy Coates' flip. It was an amazing deal. He's looking at a 6-figure net profit. So he purchased it for 330. Rehab is 94. Money cost, closing cost, and then the ARV is 600,000. So he's looking at a potential net profit of 142,000. He's already got multiple offers on the property. So congratulations, Andy. Very, very exciting. Here is a quick snapshot of our weekly recurring events. We've got our Tuesday Profits Intro at 12:30. On Wednesday, as I just mentioned, we have our house tour every week at 7 p.m. alongside our AIT bonus track study group in Spanish. On Thursday, we've got all kinds of events going on. I mentioned the private capital masterclass at 6 p.m. And then we also at 7 o'clock have all of these events to choose from. Our house tour in Spanish, Pillars of Wealth in English, follow-up and funding webinar. We've got an onboarding session, an essentials mastermind, business development study group, as well as multifamily wholesaling and short-term rental. We do record these morning calls. You can find them on Facebook as well as on YouTube. And today we get to learn from Lily Puertas. Lily is an incredible individual. She is someone who I'm just, kind of getting to know little by little as time goes on. And it's just an honor to get to share every Friday morning with her. She is spending an hour with us to share with us what's working for her in her business, as she's had quite a bit of success. Her history, she was a Spanish coach for Rich Dad Poor Dad for many years in Latin countries, and since 2006 has been a real estate agent helping hundreds and hundreds of families. Lily is from Peru, and she has been living in Salt Lake City since 1996. Her dreams of financial freedom have haunted her for years, and she finally found Renatus, and thanks to Renatus has achieved those dreams. And so all of her basic needs are covered. All of her expenses are covered with her rental real estate. And now what she's working on is creating enough passive income to cover her luxuries as well. So make sure to take notes. I'm excited for what Lily has to share with us today. Good morning, Lily. How are you?
Good morning. How are you all? I'm back. Let me just close these blinds because they're, oops, better. Well, I'm back. I've been in Peru. If you guys didn't know, I've been in Peru for 2 weeks and was kind of an incredible experience. I went there. Yes, I was there taking my mom, and well, making sure that she's okay there. And while I was there, I've been just walking through the streets where I grew up and thinking about my childhood and my youth, and all of the dreams that I had at that time. All of the dreams that I had at that time were kind of impossible, just the fact of dreaming for something better. It was like, I mean, most people say, Lily, I mean, it won't happen. This is your reality. And I was like, no, there gotta be something else. Gotta be something else. I don't know where or how long will it take. But I always knew gotta be something bigger than what I was living at that time. If you guys don't know about Peru, let me tell you, tell you a little bit. But right now, it's a different country than it was before. When I was a child and on my youth years, Peru was kind of economy was really, really bad and was a country with a lot of terrorism, like a lot of bombing and, was not really a good place to stay. But that was the only thing that I had. So I had to make something out of what I had at that time. But my dreams were bigger. And actually, on my way home, I listened to this song "A Million Dreams" from this movie. I think it's uh, um, a million. I don't remember the name of the movie, but it's "A Million Dreams," I think. And yeah, it takes a million dreams to do something. Not just one dream, a lot of dreams to make sure that you can have the life that you want. Um, in fact, if you just give me real quick access to share screen, Gilly. Let's see, how can I share my screen now? Hold on. Share screen.
Now you should be able to, Lily.
Yeah, here you go. And it's just, maybe you have heard this, but I want just to pay attention to the lyrics real quick, a few minutes. I don't know if you will hear this. I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take.
There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. Every night I lie in bed.
Okay, I think that was enough. But that was the song that I had that came to my mind while I was coming back. Let me stop the sharing real quick. And
I love that movie, Lily. Oh my
yeah, me
gosh, that
too.
is the Greatest Showman movie. That was so great. And that was it was like my son, my oldest one, actually gave it to me for Mother's Day.
Oh,
And I watched it I don't know how many times.
what a great lyric, right? Like you say,
Yeah.
yeah, I want
Oh
to do
my
something
gosh.
different, but it takes a dream to make
Yes.
it happen, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's a
Okay.
Matt's Watts movie. I mean, I really do. It's like,
Thanks, Gilda. So I identified with the lyrics of this song. And as I said, when I was there, I was thinking about what it took me to go to. At that time, I wasn't even know that I want to come to this country, but I knew that I want a different life that my parents could provide for me. I also learned along the way that if you born poor, it's not your fault. It's what your parents, can give it to you. But it will be your responsibility to not die poor because it will be up to you. And nothing wrong or right with being poor or not. It's just live the life that you want to have. Live the life that you ambition and what exactly that you want. And for me, was the time. And was the time because I was sick to selling my time for money. And I'm glad that down the road because I had a dream. I started looking for something, and looking for something, I found different philosophies, including Rich Dad Poor Dad, and then I found Renatus. That really was the top of the ice cream, I will say, because that really helped me understand and do a lot of things. So my question for you guys is why most people choose security over freedom? Why people choose security over freedom? And perhaps, I mean, most of us know there are different reasons, right? Different reasons. Some people, maybe because we were told to do so. Maybe we were told to go to a good school, get a good job and stay there as long as you want and work on the corporate America. I'm not against jobs. I mean, I know people has to work, but I understand that if you have a dream, if you want something bigger, the 8-hour job will not give you that. Uh, and again, I'm not telling you to quit your job, not at all. It's just if your dreams, if you have big dreams, keep your job right now until you work for your dreams. Like say 9 to 5 is your 8-hour job, and 5 to 9 is building your dreams. Takes time to build your dreams, takes time and patience and knowledge and trying so many times until it works. And some people says, no, I want a secure and safe and good job. And my question is it really safe? Because if they close the company, if they don't need you anymore, you are bye-bye, you're not there. There's no question about it. We're at that will situation, especially here in Utah. So we don't, I mean, people think they have a secure job, but it's not exactly. So basically, perhaps we should work on ourselves, right? I remember this is a real story that I heard like 15 years ago. This lady was in my ward, and and she was the manager of this big company. And she, woke up early, give all of her talents and her energy to this company to grow. This wasn't her company. She was the manager, and she couldn't give much time to her family. But of course, they respected, they understood because she was the manager of this big company and such and such. So she worked there like about 25 years, giving all of her best energy, all of her best time until she had cancer. So she said, I could not work anymore. They said, oh, I'm sorry. I hope you feel great. A week later, they have someone else replace her. She was like, wait a minute, 25 years of my life. I devoted my life, my energy, and now they have someone else. So remember, you are important for these companies as long you provide for them. I mean, as long you are a good asset for them. And when are you a good asset? When you provide the time and your best health and your best energy. So she realized that, you know what? I didn't give my best time to my family, to my kids. I gave my best time to this company, and it's not worth it anymore. So at that time, she started a business, a small business. I heard from her like 2 years ago, and she's doing great in her business. So what I'm saying this again, I'm not saying like quit your job right now, but certainly an 8-hour job or working for someone won't get you to the dreams that you want, you know, won't get you, even if you have high salaries, no, it won't get you because there are different teachings, there are different patterns in a employee quadrant. In fact, I remember my mom, because she's an old generation, she respects the job, but she does not respect, like for instance, my brother said, Mom, I have to go, I have to work tomorrow, I have to sleep early. Oh, it's okay, don't bother your brother because he have to work. And I said, Mom, I don't bother me because I'm building my dreams. What dreams you're talking about? Just work. It's like she didn't understand my point of view at that time. But anyway, now she does. And then I remember though, so this basically when we are trying to trying to jump from employee quadrant to the business quadrant, we realize we are trapped, especially by debt, right? We are trapped by debt. So what is the pattern? Is it a money problem? When you are in debt, is it a money problem? No, actually, it's not a money problem. It's a discipline problem. It's understanding your numbers problem. When I came to this country, and actually, you guys know my story, the first job that I got was cleaning houses, and my salary was $5.25 an hour. Honestly, I was so disappointed because I went to college and say, well, I'm cleaning houses. Nothing wrong with cleaning houses. If I were the owner, fantastic, but I was an employee there. And I thought myself, if I would make an extra dollar an hour, my life will be different because I was struggling with money. Was it real? No. A few months later, I got a different job where I was making like 7 something an hour, but I still was struggling with money. And I thought, if I would make maybe $9 an hour, my life would be so different. All my problems will be solved. Was it really true? No. Was not a money problem. Was my habits problem. Because most of us and like to live the life at front. We are more focused on the let's say because the system allows, oh, buy your stuff and pay 0% for a year or whatever. But they don't teach us to invest for our future. They don't teach us to think about how the money can work for us. They only teach us how we can work hard for the money, right? So then be careful with this debt trap. Don't be trapped by debt. If it's possible, try to eliminate most of your debt. And I'm glad we have Renatos because Renatos give us the opportunity to promote the education and they pay as well. If you have good discipline, you say, hey, this 5,000, this 10,000, whatever you make in the commission, pay your debt and stay out of it. Live by your means. But that doesn't mean that you're gonna live a miserable life. Keep dreaming. Talking about that, On my way back, I flew business class. I mean, I felt so good. Most of you, because maybe not that important, but since I'm what do you call a director, intellectual, actually director, but based on the drive cards, I like VIP style. I mean, nothing. I don't want to brag about it, but do a VIP experiences makes me dream for more. Uh, Makes me accomplish more. So then I took this. I had this experience. I have a VIP. Business class. Oh, fantastic! The service, the bed was 180 degrees. I couldn't sleep in a bed for 6 hours. The food, the music, and again, you know what? I thought myself, I think I'm gonna do this more often. I'm gonna treat myself, but be careful. Be careful not to pay this with a credit card. I mean, make money to enjoy the things that you like. If you don't like that, that's fine. You don't. But if you are a director like me and you like VIP things, try to enjoy that a little bit. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna share my experience. It was great. It was great. Okay. So let's see. Oh, now you perhaps also know. I heard about the money trap. You know, sometimes people are looking more for an income instead of investment. I think it's wired in our minds. You know, remember how much money you keep instead of how much money you make. How hard the money works for you instead of how hard you work for the money. And then I remember this because I see a lot of people working and living the life, and that's fine. I'm glad they live in the life, but they are the assets. The moment they get sick, there's no more money coming. And people say, "Oh no, I'm not. Never will get sick. I'm strong. I'll ever be young." That's not true. It's something that you want to have in your mind. And even if you are healthy and young, I mean, how long you pretend to keep working? Why don't I enjoy life right now? I took a decision that I'm not going to wait until I retire to live the life that I want. I'm not going to wait until I retire to have the time that I want. So I want to pass this to you as well. So when you talk to your friends about Renata's work prospecting, say, hey, what do you want for life? Some people don't envision themselves just maybe for a year or a few months, but envision yourself for 5 years from now, 10 years from now. What do you want for your life? And don't wait
Lily,
until then. Go ahead, excuse me.
I think there's a question in the chat, and I think it kind of lines up with what you're talking about. So I just wanted to make sure to highlight it. And I feel like you can weave it into what you're training on right now. So the question is from Roxy. What does a one-on-one mean to you? What's your one-on-one process? And it sounds like what you were just saying is kind of a conversation that you might have during a one-on-one.
Sorry, the question was when you feel. Sorry, can you ask the question? I was reading a different question. What a one-on-one.
What does the one-on-one mean to you? And what's your one-on-one process?
Okay, one-on-one, you mean like when I meet with someone? Okay, I'll answer.
That's what she means.
Excuse me. One-on-one means to you well, it depends if I'm coaching or if I receive in the coaching, either or. One-on-one for me means if I receive in a coaching where the person that is coaching me or teaching me or mentoring me knows my reality, knows my situation. The same thing when I mentoring or coaching someone else. I don't know if that's what you ask, Roxy, or if I answer your question. In my process on one-on-one, well, one-on-one, in my opinion, is being designed to grow, to understand your own reality. So this is my thing, this is my number, this is my dreams, this is what I want to achieve. And when you talk to someone about your dreams, this person helps you to go through that path. Mentoring is a great way, and I pay a lot of mentoring, so I can understand much better myself and usually understand what I don't know much. For instance, while in Peru, I had a call with Mark Kohler team about my taxes. Oh
Lily,
my goodness.
hi Lily, welcome back to America.
I ate real and good food.
I don't know. I don't know why you say 2 weeks in Peru. It's not fair. We're here and you're vacation.
Oh,
uh, Lily, I'm trying to get into marketing, so I'm new on this. I was asking you if you can explain what the one-on-one when you're meeting with somebody that wants to, join Renatus and they're interested. How do you? What is a one-on-one? I always hear, we want to do a one-on-one, a one-on-one. I don't know what it means and what's the process, you know?
okay, yes, certainly. Let me explain you how I do it. Every person has their own way to do it, but one-on-one is the most important part while you are prospecting, because you're gonna know this person. So first of all, you talk to them, know a little bit, send the link. So when I do a one-on-one, they know already the value of the education because I value my time. Okay, I don't want them to come to me and say, hey, oh, it's too expensive for me or whatever. So if they already know the value of the education and they still want to meet one-on-one, I put my best effort. One-on-one is when I ask them, what are your dreams? What do you want to accomplish in life? One of the things that I do with them is I do the drives. I try to see I try to talk their language. So I do the drive things with them, and after I understand their language and I focus, I direct my conversation through the way they understand the things. If they are intellectuals or if they are relators, whatever they are, I channel my conversation through that way.
So
So
do you have any specific questions that you open the conversation with? Any specific questions, or you just go by the drive and trying to?
first,
Uh,
I say I usually say I would like to know you better. Let me ask you a questions, and I just put the cards on top of the table. Say I'm not a magician. I'm gonna read you the cards and try to make a joke, of course, and say, well, I just want to know you a little bit so I can give you the best of me. So they usually, I never had a complaint on that. After I know their drive, then I ask, let me ask you this: how do you see your life in 5 years? And they're like, I don't know. Some people say, others say, oh, well, I just want, most of them say, I hate my job. I want to be free. So when I see that, if they are hungry for a change, I start talking about changes. So if you want to change, you think by doing what you're doing, are you going to see any changes? Of course not. So I ask about, I usually try to find the pain and point the pain all the time. For instance, they said, "Oh, I work 8 hours, I don't see my family, or I don't enjoy my life." Whatever they say, I focus on that, and I try to make them understand and lift them up. If they don't join the Renatos, at least they live with this idea that there's more out there. Okay, and then I don't close 50% I close them at the time I meet with them. The other 50% keep contacting me about more. Hey, because I leave a good what is that, can I say this, I leave a good insight.
Impression.
I make them think about, what do you want for life, what are your dreams, are you
So
living the life that you want?
so you say 50% of your prospects are closing. So do you know the difference why you're closing on 50% and why not? What happened?
Because
Have
the
you
people
noticed
wasn't ready.
anything that changes when you don't close or when you close?
Some people are not ready at that time. Some people want to think about it more. Some people and if they are relators, they don't take a decision right away. And when they go outside, they talk to everyone and they say, "Oh, don't join Renato for whatever reason," and they just change their mind. But there's some people ready to sign. So for instance, if I find a director, and usually with directors, it's easier for me to close. But as I said, there's people ready they're looking for this, and others still working on it. So it happens. No. Did I answer your question?
So if they're ready to close, you just go and make them sign right there, or how's that
Yes,
process?
I ask the questions. When after I ask the questions, I have my follow-up presentation ready. So let me explain you how it is, what you're going to obtain with this education, who are the instructors, all of the follow-up slideshows that I have. And actually, it's in Renato. You can get it from there. And then at the end, I said, okay, now, and I keep asking questions and questions and questions, and I say, are you ready to sign in? Oh, I'm so ready. I want to do this. Okay. So the first step is we're going to create an account for you, so I can help you find the funds. And some people say, okay. Others say, well, will I be compromised if I just sign? Well, no, you won't. But it will give me I will understand that you're serious for me to invest my time on you. And then some people say, I don't say that. Why? I mean, this is true. I want them to understand that I'm serious about this. I'm not, and there, most of them, I mean, I think 99% create an account for me when I have a one-on-one. Not all of them fun, but at least I create, my purpose at the moment is create an account. And after that, I follow up on them to find the funds. Takes maybe 1, 2, or 3 weeks to find the funds, and yeah, and we close. Did I answer your question, Roxy? Hopefully I did.
Yes. Thank you so much. So you close the door or you close the cell?
Both things. Door closed. No, I close the sale when they're ready, usually. And
Thank
there's
you, Lily. I was kidding. Yes, thank you.
there's people out there looking for this. I was one of them, so there's people looking for them. Sometimes we say, oh, people are not interested, people don't have the money. Why do we say that? Because maybe we're thinking like that. Out there, there's a lot of people. I'm telling you. Anyway, so if you have any other question, okay, feel free to interrupt me if you have any other questions. Okay. So, as I said before, and this is one thing also I mentioned when I talk to the people, it depends who am I talking to. Like, they said, oh, I have money. Oh, I'm a realtor. I have enough money. And I said, okay, you have money. I'm glad you do. I close a lot of deals, and I usually say, so how hard is this money working for you, or do you have to work every time for a commission or look for a new client? How does it work for you? And they keep thinking, because it doesn't matter how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. It doesn't matter how much money you make, it's how much money you keep and working for you. That usually is what I say when I talk to them. And also making understand how taxes work. If you don't understand how taxes work, it will be hard to achieve your financial freedom. That usually I said. The more money you make, the more taxes you pay in the left quadrant. And actually, I had this conversation with one person, and he said, Lily, I don't pay taxes. In fact, I receive money when I file my taxes. So why? I think this class that you have won helped me. And I said, hey, how much money you make a year? Oh, I make like 35,000. And I said, how long do you want to keep doing 35,000? Because of course, if you're 35 or 40K and you have children, you want to receive money. But if you want to make like 80, 100, 150, 200, it will be a different story. And then is when you need to leverage on taxes, understanding how taxes work for you.
Um, what are some of the rejections or the excuses that they make, and how do you solve them?
As I said, it's very important for me to understand their personality first, because otherwise I won't understand their objections. But that some of them say, oh, I need to talk to my husband, and if it's a relator, I said that's fine, I will do the same. I want them to feel that I'm on their team. I don't want them to feel forced that they need to pay and sign right now. And if they are, and let's say, I actually, this is real rejection. They said, I don't want to invest in my education. I only want to invest money so I can get some money out. Because I have the money. I have a lot of money. They said, I don't want to just pay for my education. I don't have the time to go to study. And I said, oh, I understand. I understand you feel that way. But actually, if you don't know what you're doing, people's going to take advantage of you. No, that's why I want to invest with you, because I know you're an honest person. Yeah, but it's not only me. It's out there. You have to understand to deal with a lot of people. So I usually try to make understand that again, there's a lot of rejections. People don't want to join that right there. I just say the best thing that I think is best for them at that time. And in fact, I usually said, this is my, I don't know if it's right or wrong. I said, money is not an issue in my community. Money is out there. I mean, we don't need money. We need people that knows what they're doing. We need people with knowledge. And even if you have money, I wouldn't invest with you. I'm sorry, but that's how I work. And they're like, some of them join anyway, some others don't, but that's okay. As I said, it's not for everyone, Roxy. This is not for everyone. You don't want to drag people into this, and then. And actually, I say this: if you're buying this education, if you are not reading or you're not checking your classes, don't even invest. Don't even try, because it's going to be a waste of money. Invest if you are serious about it, about changing your life. As I said this from the bottom of my heart because I believe that. And I don't want them to feel like I have this a commission brief, like I want their commission. No, I want the best for them. I don't know if that's one of the reasons I've been closing, because they feel that I'm honest with them. Anyway, so going back, if you have no more questions, I'm going back. Thanks, Roxy. Other things that I usually ask, and when I have this one-on-one, is about taxes. So how taxes may impact their lives. And at this point, I deal with a lot of realtors and people that invest in properties, and they know what I'm doing, but they don't feel like they want to join Renatus, and I understand. So I talk to them, I talk to them about what I know, and they're like, Lily, I think you know a lot about this. Can you explain me more? So, well, it's not fair for me. And actually, in just 15 minutes, I won't be able to tell you what I learned in 8 hours. So I can't, I mean, it won't be beneficial for none of us. So then but again, I talk to them about the possibilities. In fact, let me tell you this about the taxes that I learned while I was talking to Mark Holler in Peru. Oh my goodness. We all are learning a little bit every day, and we are doing taxes and everything. And I paid I thought it's a good accountant for 2019 taxes. And when I talked to Mark Hall, I said, well, your taxes has to be redone because they're not done correctly. And he explained me why I need to redo it. And actually, he talked to me about cost segregation about one of my apartments. And I said, actually, Roxy, you know this, I bought this opportunity from you. What I thought I'm going to, and for people that don't know, before I go to Peru, I bought this opportunity to flip it. There's not much margin, but even though I still went ahead and did it because I want to keep active in the industry. And also I use this in this flipping transactions to attract more prospects. So I saw different ways. Okay, I'm not gonna make a lot of money in this if I flip it, but I can just make my videos and teach people how it's done. When I talked to Mark Collar and team, he said, it will be better for you if you don't sell it. You need to keep it. You need to keep it either and do if you want to cost segregation, because otherwise you have to pay again a lot of taxes. And I was like, geez. Makes sense a little bit. And then I figure how I'm gonna work on that house that I bought, which has a potential to do an Airbnb or short-term rentals in the upper unit. It's not a duplex. It's like a house with with a basement apartment, and how I can rent the basement. So my numbers are working okay. I mean, but I'm gonna put a lot of money in the, how can I say this? A lot of money is gonna be invested in that property. Because if you guys don't know, maybe the loan officers do, when you buy a property and you want to refinance, they only give you 75% of the appraised value, right? So if I go that way, I have to leave about 40K inside the transaction. And that's what I didn't want to do. But talking to Mark Collar said, well, you have two options. You either put the 40K in your transaction or you pay 40K on taxes. What would you like to do? Okay, now makes sense. So this knowledge helps to take better decisions. So when you talk to your people, you can tell them, hey, this knowledge will save you money. And you can tell my story if you want to, or any other story. Also, and perhaps you already know this, about the 1031 exchange. Perhaps you already know this. But maybe you heard the concept, but like I said before, if you haven't done it, you don't know it. Okay, I haven't done it yet, but I'm investigating more and more and more how I can do 1031 exchange on some of my properties. For the people that don't know about 1031 exchange, is the defer paying taxes or paying capital gain, okay, and can be forever, right? So that's how people create wealth. So there's some rules and things that we need to know when we do 1031 exchange, but it's fantastic. For instance, if I have a house that I bought 100K and now is worth 150, I have to pay capital gain on the 50K, right? Or if I do 1031 exchange, I don't have to pay capital gain because the 50K or the money is applied towards another property. So if I do the 1031 exchange in 3 or 4 transactions, maybe my fourth property will be paid off, right? Maybe I won't owe anything on my fourth property, so we'll have enough cash flow coming in. However, and I thought, well, at what point this breaks out? When I die. So when I die, the 1031 exchange, and I'm not really perhaps saying this the best that I can, but that's what Mark Coller's team told me. I can, the debt or the taxes dies with me. So then my kids can certainly sell the property without any penalties. You know, isn't it interesting? Then I thought, okay, how I can learning about my taxes helps me a lot. And not only for me, but also when I prospect people, when I talk to people, say, hey, this is another way to understand your finances. So, like as I said, when you talk to people, you're gonna say, a lot of people that I prospect, I feel that they wanna make money right now. And I tell them, it's not gonna happen. If you wanna join Renatos because you wanna make money right now, there's only one way you can make money right now. You have to refer people. Otherwise, if you wanna make money on wholesaling, flipping, it won't happen. You have to learn how it's done first. Instead of, and say, well, because I need the money, I'm broke. I know you're broke. It's like you're coming to an emergency. I only can provide vitamins, but you're looking for something bigger. I mean, I can certainly help you, but you have to have the discipline to understand and patience to make this work for you. So I'm really very truthful upfront. I don't wanna deceive them. Like, oh, you wanna be rich with Renatos? Yeah, you could be financially free, but it will take time and discipline, and you have to fight for it because everything won't be like fantastic. No, it will be ups and downs. And as I said, like Roxy asked, I think if they feel like you are sincere, if you're looking the best for them, they will follow you. Maybe they won't close right now, but they will close in a month or 6 months or whatever. Okay. Let's say, any questions that you have or comments that you wanna do at this point? Okay, I was reading the chat here. Great showman. Okay. Anyway, so for all of you that are listening, that you are here today, is because you're looking for something different. I mean, you wouldn't be here on your morning if you just wanna an 8-hour job. Maybe right now you have a job that, yeah, I understand, but keep fighting for your dreams, fighting for what you want in life, for your passion, and design it. So if this is what I want, how much money I need, how the money that I make is coming right now. I mean, is it coming because I'm doing it? Am I doing wholesaling, flips? I mean, and it's okay. I'm not saying those activities are okay. Those activities are fine, but you always will hear from me. Invest in passive income, real estate. Do something at least once a year. Get something that will provide for you month after month. And whatever is your reality, if you are in debt or you are struggling with money, start with activities that will give you massive income, like either prospecting or wholesaling, a fix and flip or something like that. And also, as I said, use that like I do in like get more prospects. But I will never get tired of saying passive income is the real financial freedom. Okay. It's here. Thank you, Lily. Also helpful. No problem, Connie. It was a pleasure for me to be back and share with you what I learned, what I've done, uh, what I share with you all of my passions and my stories about how you started and I don't know how I do it though because I honestly before I never share my personal life with anyone else. Yeah, maybe with my closest friends. And I this time I feel like hopefully my story helps you a little bit and encourage you to keep working, to keep going, to move forward, to keep dreaming, to keep dreaming. I mean, a million dreams. Remember, a million dreams. What I want for my life. We deserve the best. Anyway, back to you, Kelly.
Thank you so much, Lily. I really, really am inspired by just the fact that you have everything covered by your rental real estate. Definitely pushes me to want to pick up more rental real estate. Does anyone have any questions? We do have a few more minutes if anyone has a question for Lily.
What have been your strategies with when you're marketing to people that are a lot more, I mean, I guess if they're really successful and really experienced investors already? For me, I've come across a lot of them that are like 2 or 3 times my age, and I'm just working on my posturing with them.
And then you feel like they won't listen to me because they have more money or they're older.
No, I've gotten that out of my head. That's not like something I carry in my mind and like projecting when I'm working with these people. I'm just curious of what other techniques people have used, especially when they're like, yeah, when they're newer or if they haven't transacted a bunch of deals.
As I said, the first thing that I would do, regardless of, is understand their drive because that will give me a way how I'm gonna present. If I'm talking, regardless if they have a lot of money or if they have a lot of experience, if I know they are directors or intellectuals, I ask them about, are you full? I mean, how has life for you? I'm good. I mean, are you a realtor? Are you whatever? How is your income? Oh yeah, whatever. I'm have this business, such and such. How's business? And it's great. Are you keeping busy? Try to make a and until I heard the phrase, yeah, it's busy. I'm always busy. I don't even have time for this. I'm always busy. And that's when I say, oh, wow, I understand. I know business can take you busy, but how do you value your time? What? I mean, are you have free time to? If you don't know him, maybe it won't be the right question. But if you know him well, you can really be sincere with them. If I don't know him really well, I said, I'm glad I have the time to travel the world. I mean, I enjoy traveling. This is one of my passions also. I'm glad I have the time to help other communities. I'm glad, whatever is that they don't, whatever is that you have and they don't, because those people, if I mean, depends, if they have a lot of experience, a lot of money, most likely they are self-employed and they are employees of their own business. Or I keep talking about, what Kiyosaki says about self-employed. Or I can talk about taxes. And actually, Jenna, when I was in one of the nationals, I met with this guy, this successful guy, and he was in Renata. I said, well, if you have money, why did you join Renata? I said, well, because I never understood how taxes can work on my favor. I paid 20,000 so only to understand taxes. And I'm not, he said, I don't regret it. Not only that, but I met other people with the same mentality. So, I mean, don't give up on those people. And I think your best card to for these people is show your confidence, showing that you are doing something different, and the people that you're working with are making something different.
Thank you. I also noticed that there is a huge difference with people that I've talked to on the phone first before they actually see me, and the difference in like how I'm able to speak. And, like we learn how to, we just have the vocabulary and the knowledge. And the more you watch your classes, you could use some of this language when you're getting to know people. I called a sign the other day that was someone that was saying that they're a cash buyer. And I don't feel like I even said that much, but he was like, saying, oh, I can tell that you know what you're talking about. And I could tell that you probably have some experience in investing. So he ended up spending like 15 minutes telling me about himself, and I invited him to an event. So I think, the cold calling works I've also had good experiences with some folks in person when we were doing live networking events too. So thank you for the suggestion. It's definitely finding what their pain point is and what their need is. I also get the rebuttal a lot too from people that are very successful. When I talk about taxes, they're like, "Oh, I have a really great CPA. He already takes care of all of that. Like I don't have to think about any of that." So I'm also working on some rebuttals for that, where, you know, Mark has a whole book that's like what your CPA isn't telling you, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for your time today. It was very informative and inspiring.
Oh, thanks, Gina. Thank you. What is your real estate holding portfolio right now, Melissa Kurtz? What is my real estate holding portfolio? Okay, I have properties right now, like 7 properties. Actually, now that I talked to Mark Kohler, I thought I have the properties, but I have 2 properties, and the other 5 are interest income. That's what I have. So most of my passive income comes from properties that I did seller finance. That's the majority of my income, and a few short-term rentals, basically. Yeah, and I'm glad that I reorder having the knowledge that I have, and having the bank work on my favor, and reorganizing my numbers made me have the cash flow that I have right now that paid, like Gilda said, majority, all of my basic needs. I'm just working for my luxury needs right now to be paid off by some real estate assets. Working on that. Hopefully I answer your question, Melissa. Okay. Okay, Keely.
You're awesome, Lily. Thank you so much for spending your time with us this morning. Hopefully everyone got some good nuggets from that, and we'll go ahead and see you on the dream call. Let's switch over.
Okay.
Thanks, Lily.
Thank you so much, Lily.
Roland, thank guys.
Thank you, Keely.
Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.